sauce. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Meeting of the Mad Hares. We are concluding our discussion of Death at Bishop's Keep. I am joined by Concert Cruiser.
I finished a book! Yay!
Yay!
Grumpy Cobalt. And Rusty Helm.
Hey y'all.
Okay. Welcome to our lurkers, both in call and on our recording. I hope you have a wonderful time, and I am just going to start off by saying, I called it! I called it! I guess the murderer. Yay. Okay.
Good
It
job.
was me!
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, now that we have completed the book, Grumpy can definitely be more vocal in her opinions.
Yay! Finally.
Grumpy can now
Indeed.
speak.
I can now speak. What'd y'all think?
I
Oh, I
thoroughly
loved
enjoyed
it.
this.
Nice.
I still say
Alright.
I was the killer.
Okay.
No, jokes aside, definitely a good story. There were some, I will admit, there were some things, parts of the audiobook that I did miss. Was listening to this on the treadmill, was going a bit too fast, so bear with me.
Well, at least you were able to get caught up in time for the ending.
Oh yeah, absolutely, that was my main goal.
Yay. I'm so happy you were able to. And next time, if you do join us for Rusty's pick, you'll be not having to play catch up. Okay, so as we were wrapping up last week, Kate believed she had a solid lead on who the killer was. And the Mrs. Pratt had been hauled off to prison because Miss Constable Edward thought that she was the killer. And we are picking up in chapter 49, where Edward is sniffing around a possible other option, mainly because he just figured out who would benefit from the sister's death, i.e. Kate. I mean, it's not a hard conclusion to jump to, all things considered, but we also know Kate a little bit better, because that's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like sorry, go ahead, Grumpy.
It's he's being a constable. He's going through all the options, trying to rule out any possible suspects.
Yes, and any true crime consumer will know you have to rule out the family first. That is a sad truth of the matter. A lot of undesirable outcomes usually are perpetrated by those closest to us.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But
But,
the vicar who Constable Edwards goes and talks to is just like, Kate wouldn't have done this. She didn't even know she was in line for the wealth of Bishop's Keep until like yesterday when I told her, and that was after the sister had died. And so, like, indeed, it's like I feel like this chapter is like barely a page. It was like,
yeah, it's like
it was
not
just
even,
like
it's like not
barely a
even a
page.
page on my book.
it's barely a page combined, but I feel like it was put in there just to like close up any possible loopholes of like, hey, why didn't this detective do detective things? Instead of just listening to his old childhood friend who was suggesting maybe it was the cook.
Yeah, and like it was mentioned before about like the constable going through all the leads. It's like it even says it in the very last paragraph. It's like the constable was his business to think the best of any soul. It was Larkin's business to think the worst. So it's just standard
Uh,
procedure.
yeah, it was standard procedure. He's doing his job. I can applaud him for that. I can applaud other cops in this book for doing the same. As we go into chapter 50.
Ah, yes. The other
Oh,
cops.
yes. The other cops.
Hmm.
The one with the donuts.
I think the
Or in
biscuits
this,
would be more historically accurate, but yes, same concept probably. Because Charles, as he again is just cannot let something go with, because he's still trying to figure out the first death in the situation, goes off to, oh gosh, what was this other constable's name? Or inspector?
now I'm having it in my head that English cops have a fixation on biscuits, like American cops have fixation on donuts.
Like, I mean,
My dad was a cop. That's why I made the joke in the first place.
yeah. But yeah, it's like, so Charles goes to the inspector he's been corresponding with since the death of the man who was found in the pit. And he's like standing there waiting to talk with him, and the sergeant who's like behind the front desk is just kind of sitting there doing paperwork, and there's this abandoned bag that got turned in, and it has the initials of the what they believe is the identity of the murdered man sitting there, and Charles is like side-eyeing it, of just like, you know, you have been investigating a murder, right? And that bag has the murder guy's initials on it, and I'm just like, I want to pop the sergeant. I'm just like, good God, man.
It's like what did Charles fantasize about doing? Is like having his elbow knock over his the sergeant's ink thing.
He definitely fantasized about tipping over his ink pot. Oh, good grief. But as soon as he gets into the Spectre's office, he, like, drops off that tidbit of information, and lo and behold, guess who's getting chewed up by his boss later?
And rightfully so.
Rightfully so. Because, like, the guy was just like, I don't have time for this. But then, like, as soon as the inspector's just like, give me that bag, you dumbass, and go get something to pop this lock.
It's like, why is there a bag just laying there? I don't know. I just got here. It's like, really? Like, I'd like to know how long he was really there before it showed up. But anyways.
Well, like, okay, so I'm also curious. If it was still sitting in the front office, I can understand it was probably turned in that day. And I would think that someone who's running a boarding house would be used to having people leave things by accident. And I want to say it's probably been like a month since since the beginning of the book has been going down, or a few weeks at least. So I could understand, given, like, if someone left the city, realized they forgot stuff, it'd take them a little bit of time to get all the way back around to go and get their lost items.
Hmm.
Like, I could understand, like, the person in charge of the boarding house kind of holding on to things and, like, waiting for someone to come back and claim it, or send a letter asking if they have their item and organizing a way for it to get shipped to them or something. But, like, I can understand how it might have just showed up that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with how long travel and letters and telegrams tend to take.
Oh, yeah. It's just, like, a few weeks is just, like, yeah, they probably forgot it, and then they're having to figure out a way to get back or send a letter. So it's like, yeah, it's like something's been here for, like, a couple weeks. But at that point, I'd be like, I probably should turn this into the police. Just in case. They might have a better chance of hunting down the original owner than what I can do.
Especially when the name of the gentleman was not known to the general public. It was really only known to the police and to Charles.
Mm-hmm.
And so no one else really could have made the connection except for someone who is very observant, who actually knows the name.
Yeah, or who actually knew about the death, because, like, again, it was just man dead in ditch.
Yeah,
Ward
French man
8.
dead in Dutch. So,
I don't think they even knew he was French.
hmm
Well, not at first, at least, but
Well, like, if they didn't know his name, it's like, it might have been a toss up. But, yeah. But something, while they're going through the murdered man's bag, Charles comes across something that has him also thinking he knows who the killer is, because he's been on the case and Kate has been helping him. So him and the police are off. And hopefully the same general direction.
I find it funny how the constable was like when they found out he was a cartographer, it was like, so he's a spy, is he?
Yeah. Well, like, I can understand that, because who else would be interested in cartography aside from a spy or like some really rich people who have a lot of free time on their hands?
Wouldn't know.
Wouldn't know.
So a French spy.
A French spy.
There's a joke in here somewhere, but I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either. I don't know where I'm
Yeah.
going with this.
so apparently he was a cryptographer,
Yes.
not a cartographer, and that
Oh.
person is the practice of developing and using coded algorithms, which makes sense for the codex that Kate had.
Mm-hmm.
So, which probably explains why he thought it's actually not a bad guess for him to believe that he was a spy.
Yeah. Although he was originally called in to authenticate the cipher that the Order of the Golden Dawn was using. And
Yeah.
his answer they didn't like very much.
Well, one person didn't like it.
One person didn't like it, hence the dagger to the chest. Now, who that person was, we find out next. In Chapter 51, we are back with Kate.
There's always got to be a critic.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
it's like even if you get 9 out of 10 positive reviews, you still gotta watch out for that one.
Yeah, especially if that one has a dagger.
Yeah,
And also gets you drunk.
very true. It's like never accept food or beverage from suspicious people.
Well, probably never accept food or beverage from someone who you just confirmed that their super secret organization's documents are forgeries.
That too.
Okay. Chapter 51, we are back with Kate, as she is boldly just going in and going to be like, I accuse thee of murder. And who is she accusing of murder? Okay.
The,
But anyway,
The-
who's Kate accusing of murder? She is accusing the actress.
Mrs. Farnsworth, yeah.
This is Farnsworth.
The one who has a very high investment in this order and stands to lose greatly if it falls apart.
Yeah, because it's also mainly one of her main sources of revenue at this moment. Because again, her husband not as wealthy as she had hoped, and he's also dead, and she's kind of blacklisted from the stage when it comes to acting, so she can't get money that way. So yeah, this is basically how she's supporting herself. Probably not a smart move.
No.
But yes, Mrs. Farnsworth is who Kate believes to be the killer. So she goes to her house without calling the cops first. Some might say this is smart, some might say this is stupid. I'm leaning towards stupid because even if she is falsely accusing this woman, um, it might be smart to let the cops know.
Yeah, if you are suspecting someone of murder, you should probably, let law enforcement know first.
Yeah,
mean-
but Kate, who is, I think at the same time, just trying to get more, real world experience for her novels, just could not help herself. She just had to go and do this.
Which, I mean, one thing that does cross my mind is like, how subtle do you think the police would be in this kind of scenario? Like, would they actually wait for Kate to pry a confession out of her, or would they just barge in and take over the situation?
I don't think they would have let Kate go in to get a confession, and if that follows up, they might not even take her seriously. But then again, I'm just like, I thought Kate was pulling a dumb, and then she turns out she was actually pulling a smart, but also kind of implicated her butler in a case of breaking and entering.
It's always the
It's like,
I think it was a little
well,
bit of pride as well, because she
yeah,
wanted to
there
be the
was
one to prove Sir Charles wrong,
Mm-hmm.
Sir, Char-
and
Sir
so,
Charles and Sir Charles and the police that arrested Mrs. Pratt.
and
It's like,
I think she was, you know, because it says here in 48, a confession before a witness, if at all possible, and then turn the matter over to the proper authorities. So the police were going to be in the picture. I think she just got a little bit prideful because of her annoyance at Charles.
Very true.
and plus, it's like whether she's smart or dumb in this situation, I'm just leaning toward reckless.
And it also might not be pride, because who's going to take her seriously that she thinks this actress is the person who murdered not one, not two. I don't think she thought possibly she might have been implicated with the man, but she definitely was like two people. But like that's also brings up the situation of the mindset back in that day, because a lot of people could not fathom a female killer, let alone a female killer of multiple people.
That is true, but here she thinks to herself, if she was wrong, she would have made a fool of herself in Sir Charles's quite critical eyes. It'd be far better to obtain definitive proof.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say there's a little bit in there, just because I think Charles has struck something. That stubborn American is coming in, and so, you know.
Yeah. Okay, but Kate goes in. She is able to get Mrs. Farnsworth into a monologuing state. I don't think that was particularly hard, given the fact that she is an actress. So I think a good monologue is what she loves to do now and again.
Well, I mean, getting her to that state, like getting her to confess that yes, yes, she was the killer. Uh, I could tell took a good bit of like choosing the right words and like trying to push forward, but yeah, it's like she got her to start monologuing and cue the plankton meme of like what are you gonna do now? I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because Miss Franz was like, okay, fine, you caught me. Pulls out a gun. Now I need to shut you up.
Pretty much. And like it took me a second to like recognize that that was a gun she pulled out, because they call it a deer ringer, and that is just basically a name for a very stupidly tiny pistol. and I found a picture of like some older ones. Like they are tiny. They were specifically made for women and to be able to like be concealed in like a hand muff or a handbag. And I'm just like, dadgum. I haven't seen one of these in
And
a
it
while,
is.
but like seen in like a picture of it in like a guy's hand. They are so small.
And very powerful.
Oh yeah, it's like
Yeah, and it's like the thing too about like especially women like a century back, it's like I've gone to certain like a historic districts like either plantations or like basically places that show like women's dresses back in the day, and it's like I think it's standard for women back in the day to be like 5 foot or under. It's like women were tiny back in the day, which I mean I think men were not as tall as today either, but it's
like it varies during out history. It's like a few centuries back, yeah, it's like people on average were probably a little bit shorter, and that has to do with medicine, uh, climate, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's like very very tiny.
but yeah, it's like I mean heck, it's like even 22 if it finds the right spot can do a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, what are the usual calibers? Oh, that's why it was called Deer Ringer. The Ringer. It was originally
Derringer.
named, huh?
Derringer.
Derringer?
It's Derringer.
Derringer.
That sounds more right. Yeah, Derringer.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, Derringer.
I was like, I think I've heard it someplace else, and I was just like, I was working on the Ringer part. But it's just named after the guy who made it, Henry Derringer. Let's see.
I do see like some calibers being a 22, 30, 32, and a 38 caliber. So
Typically 1.4 caliber and rifle bores and walnut stocks. Barrel length varied from 1.5 to 6 millimeters, and the hardware is commonly a copper nickel alloy known as German silver. Interesting. But yes. It is a very tiny gun, and it is accurate for the type of woman who would have pulled a gun. But, like, I'm just like, that thing still is loud. Are you how well insulated is your cellar as you try to get Kate into it?
very good question. Fortunately, we never had to find out.
Thankfully, because Kate, thank you, Kate, for having a smidgen of common sense. Basically had her butler come along with her, because that's now officially her butler. And she is now Lady of Bishop's Keep. She had him basically drive her over to the house, drop her off, and then come back around and break in the back door. So that
Oh, man.
he could be the witness she needed, but also is also very lucky, so he was able to apprehend Mrs. Farnsworth when she tried to basically get his newest boss down in the basement. The guy doesn't need to go through 3 bosses in like a week. That's not good for his
No.
resume.
And plus, Kate was insightful enough to warn him in a way when she sees the gun. She very loudly remarks, that's a very small gun. Is it real? Hint, hint.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, mud, help.
Yep.
It's like, I said that's a very large gun. That's a very small gun.
But yes. But gun goes off during a struggle. Thankfully, it does not hit anyone. It hits a mirror. And so Mud basically has Mrs. Farnsworth in a bear hug, I'm imagining, while Kate, just at that point, the cops show up with Charles, and they are so confused.
More
It's
like
like
fun.
I can only imagine Charles's face when they open up the door and see Kate right there, in like the murderer's house. Like, how does this woman keep on finding herself in these kind of situations?
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, thank you. You saved me a phone call." I don't think phones were invented yet. I don't know. Anyway, but
Uh,
she saved her a trip. Saved her
I
a trip.
want to say phones. I want to say phones were invented back then. Let me see.
When were phones invented?
I mean, a
1876.
phone.
They probably still had a few more years.
I mean, they were around by this point, but kind of like because the constable was, that Charles was talking with, he wanted one. He knew what they were, but they were just so infrequently put in that it's more likely for people to not have one.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is technically sometime in the 1870s. I thought we were functioning in the 1860s.
I thought it was the 1890s.
Am I losing my damn mind? I might have
I thought for sure.
seen like 1864 someplace, and that is where my brain has been stuck in the timeline.
I
Yeah,
thought it was 1890s as well.
Okay, then
yeah, because
my brain saw a number and it's stuck.
I mean, it's like the motor vehicle was just coming out of its concept stage, and that was usually around in the 1890s.
Okay.
This is when they were still doing you would have to hand crank it though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like the Ford A model and whatnot. Which I mean, I think that might have been the 1910s.
Oh yeah, here we go. So Kate left Mrs. Dawson's employ in 1889, 5 years before.
Okay.
So 1894 is the current year of this
Yeah,
book.
that was back in chapter 2.
Okay. I don't know why my brain got stuck on. I think I might have flipped this 9 over. That's probably what happened. I flipped the 9 upside down. Ah, you gotta love it when your brain's just like, we're not going to number properly today or this week.
Gotta love number dyslexia.
Yes, it is so much fun. It just always makes you question your ability to do math. But yes. So, going into chapter 52, we get a little reprieve and we get to go hang out with the servants as they are ecstatically telling each other, basically reliving the story as Mud is telling him, is like how he apprehended a murderess.
And I just want to ask, has Mud and Amelia always been a thing, or is this like the first hints of them being smitten with each other?
I think we had some implications early on, but like it wasn't blatantly obvious from Mud's side. I was getting vibes that Amelia liked Mud, but I didn't know if Mud liked Amelia back.
Well, I think they like each other.
Yeah,
You noticed.
A little bit.
a little bit. I was like, I was just like, is this a thing? Like prior to this chapter, I was like, are they a thing? Are they wanting to be a thing? Is this just my inner shipper coming out and trying to make a mess of the narrative before I get to the fanfiction section?
I think we were a little bit distracted by Aunt Jaggers, and I'm sure the tyranny of Aunt Jaggers would prevent anything from surfacing as well.
Well, yeah, because if something happened to Amelia, like something happened to Jenny, we know what
Right.
would happen if Aunt Jagger was still in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But yeah, I ship it. I hope them a very long and happy life together.
Same.
Mud, take her to see the vicar first. Don't do the other thing.
Oh Lord, I'm just imagining. I'm seeing Grumpy in my middle image if like something terrible happens. Like, oh boy.
Oh,
Eh.
bye.
it's
No,
like
it's fine.
yeah, it's like yeah about that.
Yeah, about
Read
that.
book 2. I don't remember anything bad happening to them, but it's just like, hey, there's development.
Note to self,
So
buy
so
book
uh,
two
so
when I order the next book.
so what? So we'll have their shipping fuel last us over till we get to Kate and Charles big thing in book 3, huh?
Why
I
do I have a
shall.
feeling someone's gonna pick book 2 and 3 just so we can get to that one spot in book 3?
If it
I.
makes you feel any better, it's not going to be me. I have a different book in mind.
All
Hey.
right.
It's like I might, but I also kind of I don't know. I might have another book on my list, but like I was like, do we want to finish the trilogy of Lord of the Rings first, or I don't know.
And plus too, it's like anytime that we do pick these books, it's like we're pretty much muzzling Grumpy because it's like with her reading all these books, she's like can't really talk about this.
She
It's
doesn't want to
fun though.
spoil it.
It is fun. I got to admit, just it's fun kind of sitting here going, oh ho ho, Countess, you think that? I'll let you.
You enjoyed it too much when I thought that Kate was going to have a lovely life with her aunts.
Yes, I was like,
You
I was like sitting
enjoyed
here
that
going,
too much.
Just imagine the Grinch when he has that big smile, like, oh yes, think that. The pain will feed me.
and then and then and then he had a thought, an awful thought, a wonderful awful thought, or an idea. Damn it! I need to watch that movie again.
You know, the Grinch was the original Labubu.
The what? What?
It has this trendy doll that's going around called the Labubu.
That thing is demonic, I swear.
David is like very uncomfortable with those.
I can understand why. Have you seen them? They look absolutely horrendous.
I kind of find them a little charming, but I also find them a little creepy at the same time.
Like, the only thing that I think would that is like more creepy than La Boo Boos. La Boo Boo.
Eh. They don't
Like
look
the La
that.
Boo Boos.
They don't look that creepy.
Like, I think they look actually kind of creepy, but the only thing that I find to be like more creepy is, one second, let me actually find. Okay, so like we have like a standard Labubu. And then there's like this one thing, I'm trying to remember the name of it. Oh, these things.
I think Labubus are kind of cute. I get why people don't like them, but I think they're kind of charming.
Like, they might have a little bit of charm, but like the only thing that I feel like uglier are actually like these things called fugglers.
Oh yeah, I
What
don't like
the
those. They're
Oh
weird.
gosh.
what the frick is that?
Is a Smeagol fuggler.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll take the Labubu anyway, any day.
It's like they have like realistic eyes and teeth, and they just make me want to scream. And I'm
Can
just
you imagine
like,
having that thing for a pet?
I would like
Jeez.
not to. I'm just like, no, no, thank you.
I mean,
And
with the
Labubus
realistic
are
eyes and
slightly above
teeth,
that with me.
I mean, like the realistic eyes and teeth kind of give like almost like a weird voodoo doll look to them.
It does. It really
Yeah.
does, and I hate it so much.
Yeah, I don't like it too. I don't like it. I mean, at least the Labubus look like little Sasquatches.
Like, that's like the only redeeming factor, I swear. But like, when it comes to like, okay, 'cause, like my one thing about little boo boos is like, they are essentially a blind box, and so like you can open one of these, you can spend like, what are they, like $17 a pop, 20 something dollars a pop, and you can get
No,
like
brand
not
new.
even brand new.
No, brand new. They were like $50, and where they come from in China.
Oh fuck no.
Yeah, I know.
It's like a blind box, and you're not guaranteed to get one that you want, because everyone who does blind boxes know there's like two or three that you really really want, and you can't really care about, don't really care all that much about the other ones. But like my max for like a blind box is like max like $20. 50?
They were about that. They were not cheap, brand new, straight from the company that makes them. 50, I want to say it was 50. I remember looking at it and being shocked that they were that expensive for something size of a small stuffed animal.
They're like keychains almost.
Yeah, almost. And it's amazing how already they're dead.
Yeah, they basically have
And
fallen off
remember-
of popularity.
Yeah,
It's like,
like
I'm just
that.
looking at the Pop Mark stuff, and like some of these things are like,
No, it's
oh
not.
my gosh, that's triple digits.
Yeah, people were paying huge money. In fact, there Caleb Hammer had a lady on who was in debt because she kept buying Labubu's.
Caleb Hammer had multiple people on who were in debt because they kept on buying Labubus. That's why he has that pink one in the background of his videos, because he got bugged enough that he opened one on stream one time.
Yeah, I saw
Oh
stories
man.
of that, and he was not happy to get pink.
He was not happy to get pink, but also he doesn't have like the hype of it. It's like I sometimes get like blind boxes on a very rare occasion. Like I got this one little figurine, and she's cute. I spent like $17 on her. It's like this cute little celestial girl on a horse. She's very pretty. But like the thing is, that's pretty. Labubus, they're like keychain stuffed animals that people wear around on their backpacks. I'm just like, $50? 50?
Yeah. I don't know, which is worse, the Labubus or the Stanley Cups? Because they hyped up those cups when they were in their peak.
It's like, I can understand one Stanley Cup. But the people who, like, got every single color and collaboration variant, that's just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane.
Well, one thing that I've learned from watching Caleb Hammer enough, like people are insane. It's like did you see the one woman that put like a that can clip on her nose as the nose ring?
What?
I
Yeah.
don't, but wow.
I'm gonna need to find that. I'm gonna need to find that clip. And I mean, this woman was. It's like she painted herself pale white with like blue. Hold on. Well, I mean, continue on. It's like it might take me a second to find it. Let me see.
The goth girl from like a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
That nose ring was fake.
Yeah. No, that nose ring was from a soda can.
I.e., a fake nose ring.
Pretty much.
Sweet.
That she
merciful
claimed.
Lord. I didn't even
That she
finish that
claims that she
episode.
put. That she claims that she put it on herself.
That just makes my nose itch.
I mean, nose rings make my nose. Just the thought of nose rings make my nose itch to begin with.
Like in general, it's
Let's
like
see.
I agree with you on the fact, because like I went to high school with this one girl who was always in my first period art class. She had a nose ring, but our school didn't allow them. But like she had the ones that like was open at the bottom and was like spikes, and so she like flipped it up and it was like inside of her nose all day instead of just taking it out. It weirded me out every time. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's see where we were at.
Um,
The servants were basically retelling how Mudd apprehended Mrs. Farnsworth and the cops showed up, and then we get back with Kate, who is having a final chat with the vicar because they are officially going to be reading Sabrina's will. And she's actually getting some information about her cousin, who I thought I was actually incorrect on my assumption that this was a daughter and that she was dead. No, no.
Are you talking about the person who was in the pit at the construction site?
No. We're talking about Jocelyn or Jocelyn.
Jocelyn.
But like, okay, because like the name threw me. The name you tend to think as like a feminine name, but it's actually a unisex name, which I find fascinating because I often find names very interesting. And so like the fact that this was the name of her son and not her daughter. And that he knew who his parents were, so he knew about the vicar and Sabrina, and I totally forgot the vicar was married. My like for the vicar character just took a nosedive.
And on top of that, it's like apparently all this happened like 40 years ago, which I mean that was
Oh yeah.
so it's like Jocelyn's very much a fully grown adult, and
Yeah, Jocelyn's a fully grown adult. He apparently works for the church and knows about his parents and all that stuff. But like I'm not surprised that Sabrina had a 40-year-old son, cuz like Kate was like in her like mid to late 20s. And her dad, I think, was younger than the daughters. He was younger than Sabrina and Jagger. But because he was the son, he was the go-to inheritor of the estate until he just skedaddled. Which left Sabrina as the main inheritor of the family fortune. But yeah, I'm just like, okay, cool. Kate, you have a cousin. Is he going to show up in later books?
As far as I've gone, no.
Okay.
interesting.
I mean, he doesn't, he's talked to his mother and father, but he hasn't been like on steady contact with them, so he might not be interested.
Well, like that, there's that, but like also he has like adoptive parents who raised him as a kid. Like he didn't know about Sabrina and the vicar until he was like a full-grown adult, because that his adoptive parents told him, which I can be like, okay, cool. It's like I know nowadays like some people are just like, you probably need to tell your kids they're adopted if they are adopted earlier in life than say their 18th birthday. But like in that time period, if you told a little 7-year-old kid, it's like, hey, by the way, we're not your real parents. Your real mom and dad are these two people over here who aren't married, and one of them is actually married to someone else and is in charge of a church. That could lead to like things being not so great for them.
Yeah. Which definitely explains
Yeah,
why Jaggers has such a stranglehold.
But like, I want to know, when did Jagger figure this information out? Because I know Sabrina probably didn't want it to get out at all for the fact of her own social standing plus also her son's social standing, but like the son's just like kind of doing his own thing over here. It's like, I don't know if like he's 40. What's he gonna do? He already has like, he didn't have any control of his parentage. It would have
No, but
hurt
the vicar
Sabrina more.
did say that it would make things a lot more difficult for him.
Oh yeah, it would have. But like,
I mean, so I don't think we'll ever really know the consequences of what would have happened, but judging on the time period, it probably would have been pretty
not the
dire.
best. I don't know, dire. It would just been like horrible. It would just been like cumbersome and might have him have to move someplace else.
I would
But then
consider that
there's
pretty dire.
also,
No.
yeah, maybe. Like, I'm still thinking Sabrina was being the worrying mother. And she was like worried more on upsetting the status quo and found the path of least resistance, which was giving her sister control, was better than rocking the boat, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just my thought on the matter. But yeah. It's like, but Kate's just like, okay, do I need to like bequeath him anything or is he good? And like the vicar's like, oh no, he's fine. It's like the church doesn't really encourage personal wealth, but also his parents are loaded, so you're cool. And now the final chapter. I think
Yeah.
Kate is going to give Eleanor a heart attack. Because not only is she considering not being carried around as a proper lady in a carriage whenever she needs to go someplace, she's thinking about getting a bicycle.
Well, first she was thinking. Well, first she was thinking about or talking about like getting a motor vehicle, but when they were asking her about it, she's like, when the kinks are fixed, I'll probably get a motor vehicle. But for right now, it's like she's looking at a bicycle, and then across her mind is like, when was the first motorcycle patented? And I looked it up, and it was like around 1885. So I was like, if she ever finds herself a motorcycle, I definitely see Kate riding one.
Yeah, I think she would have to first master the bicycle because she's taking lessons from Edward on how to ride one. And I think Bradford and them just assumed she would get a car. I don't think she was considering getting a car because she's just like, I prefer a bike. Less likely you get plowed into a tree at 30 miles an hour. Or 15 at that point in time.
I was about to say, I'm not sure if like the cars went that fast at that time period, but
Maybe. Who knows? Maybe they're going downhill for a long enough time.
maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I honestly think Eleanor is about ready to have a heart attack because not only is Kate entertaining the idea of getting a bicycle herself, she's also entertaining the idea of getting britches.
The horror.
The horror, the scandal. But Eleanor shall remain Kate's friend, I hope. Even though there are differences in what is appropriate.
Yeah, I like it. I like it how she said, "Woman, let me serve my tea."
It's like,
Yeah, I love that.
Kate's like, okay, thank you, Emil, for the tea. It's like, and then Eleanor's just like, what? And it's like, I will serve my own damn tea. Now hand me your cup. But yeah, and then
It's like to remind her, you are working for an American now.
yeah, well, like I think it's more of like Eleanor's having to get used to having a American as a friend.
Yeah.
And then we had a little bit of Charles being jealous. I was so pleased
Oh
with
yes.
this.
Yes, because apparently Bradford also fancies Kate in a bit of a way.
I don't know if he fancies her. I don't know if he's still, like, having to deal with money troubles. Like, I think it was implied that they might have things a little bit more settled down and fixed. but I'm remembering in previous chapters where he was just like, uh, like she's roughly my age. She is acceptable social standing wise because of her aunt's relation. And she's potentially, at that point in time, he was making assumptions, but she is also the heir to a rather wealthy and good standing estate. So, I don't know if he's still playing with that, but also I think Kate doesn't fully understand the importance of allowing someone to be, like, on her dance card. Because, like, oh my gosh. And Charles is kind of getting a little bit snippy. And then Case, I think, is slightly flirting back with him of like, hey, by the way, do you want to check out some bats at the ruins? There's like so many types, and I would love to categorize them with you.
It's like they're all and it's like they're all trying to flirt in their Victorian upper class kind of way, and Kate with her tomboyish nature is like, hey, you want to see what kind of bats we can find?
It's like she's flirting with, she's like nerd flirting with him.
Yeah.
But yeah. Did they still use dance cards back in the Victorian era? I knew that was an Edwardian practice, but was it still in Victorian era?
Not sure.
Jill?
I'm not sure.
Grumpy?
I'm not sure. I don't know. But dancing, I know dancing the first dance is always very significant.
The first dance and the last dance too, or just like Save Me a Dance in general. Oh, it looks like that. Yeah, they were still a thing.
Okay, I found one segment saying they remained popular in the U.S. college dances until 1920s.
Okay, so yeah, they're probably still a thing, but they were probably falling out of favor when dances were not really a common thing anymore. Because like balls kind of like fell out of fashion after a while, and when they were not like the main social gatherings.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the end of Death at Bishop's Keep. I am happy that Grumpy suggested this book because I might have a new series to binge.
Never heard of binge reading.
Oh, you sweet summer child.
Welcome
yourself
to
a book.
welcome to the book club in fandom.
Oh dear lord.
It's like, oh, I'm going to say, Cruiser, get yourself a book girlfriend.
So when do I get to have a life?
When she's in her reading binges. You don't bother her when she's in a reading binge. If you want to maintain your sanity.
Lonely.
Like, you sit there, like, you can do what me and my husband do. He games, I sit there and read. He just puts his headphones on.
I hope she's okay with me going to a concert.
Yeah. Just bring back snacks.
They might be laced with something. We'll see.
What kind of I should not ask that. No.
Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to.
Yeah, just like if you're at a concert, someone offers you a brownie, no.
Well, I know not to accept strange brownies. It's like that much I know offhand.
It's like, I'm just saying, pick her up some snacks from the convenience store on the way home when you get gas.
Oh.
That sounds nice. I might go
like,
off and do that.
Get her snacks at a reputable place.
Yeah, it's like on the way home, you stop for gas, make sure you fill your tank is full, run to the convenience store, get her some gummy worms and a soda, and take that home with you.
Okay, sure.
And just leave it next to her. Don't distract her, just leave it next to her.
Why, if she's anything like you, she's gonna bite anyway.
Right then.
So yeah, I'm glad everyone enjoyed the book. It was again something my mom recommended to me.
Uh, Mama Grumpy. Has the peak book recommendations.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
I thoroughly enjoyed this.
thank you. So I will say that out the like especially the second book, it gets more kind of like intrigue and sneaking around in the dark and whatnot. This one was more of because I kind of looked at some reviews online what people thought, and a common thing was like people seem to keep forgetting that this is a book one in a series, and so it spends most of its time trying to develop characters while still
Yeah.
having a sprinkling of a murder mystery.
Yeah.
It's like book one was the introduction into the series.
So the second book is a second murder or a different mystery altogether?
Different murder mystery. Same people, same location, Bishop's
But,
Keep.
but still a murder though.
Yes.
Okay.
And yes, we get to, if you read the second book, you get to hear about Kate trying to learn how to ride a bicycle.
That's adorable.
Alrighty,
No,
well,
it's like again when we go through our rounds, it's like I am wanting to return back to this series. Like I don't know if y'all want to like read the rest of the series on your own time or whether you want to talk about it on book club. But it's like I'm definitely wanting to look more into this series.
The last book is called Death on the Lizard. I'm
I
curious.
actually may give the book another, I wouldn't say read through, but listen through. But we have a
First.
Say again, Cruiser. You broke up a little bit.
I'm saying that I would probably read the book again, or in this case, listen through, because I had the audio book. But we have another book coming up that we have to do.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, it's like not right this moment, but it's like at some point, I'd like to come back to this series.
yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to coming back. I personally have a rule of not continuously going back to it. Just because one, I want to go to other stories, but also when we did Boomstick's trilogy, that's all we did for a couple months, and I got quite fatigued over it. And I was like, can we just read something else and then come back to it? So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's understandable.
I still haven't been able to finish that book.
I know I had a question for him, that had to do with the author and their choices, and never was able to ask it, and online didn't really answer. The author did not give a good answer to that question, and so I was just kind of like, well, I guess that's just going to be unanswered.
At least on this side of eternity.
Yep. When I get to heaven, I'll be like, Boomstick, get your ass over here. I need to ask you a question. Ah.
But yeah. So, our next person to be picking a book is Rusty. And Rusty, are you still good with holes, or are you wanting to change your selection?
Yeah, I'm still good with holes.
Okay.
Holes.
Holes.
I like the holy
Holes.
book.
Slight
Alrighty.
unrelated fact. Did you know that was there was a sequel to this book?
To the book holes.
Yes.
I did not.
I did not know either until I was looking it up to like buy it. And it was just like Holes, the series, one of two. I'm just like, excuse me?
Huh.
Yeah, the second book is called Small Steps, and it follows Armpit.
I think I missed this part, but who
Interesting.
did they ever figure out whose body that was at the construction site?
It was the cryptographer or cytographer, whatever the name of that profession is.
Armand Bonnet, a Frenchman
Yes.
who was in the Order of the Golden Dawn's temple in Paris, who came over to look at the letters that were supposedly in German by the Fräulein in Germany to give permission for the this particular temple to be built. And he found out, or I think he did find out, that everything was basically a sham, a fake, and so he was silenced and tossed into a pit.
Yes.
And I'm
Yeah,
assuming, and I'm assuming this cast of characters that we've been reading about was not the killer of him.
No, Mrs. Farnsworth
No.
was the killer of like him and both of Kate's aunts.
So the title here is a play on words. When they say death at Bishop's Keep, they don't mean him. They mean what Aunt Jagger did with the mushrooms.
Well, Aunt Jagger didn't do shit with the mushrooms. She just ate them and died.
Yeah, Farnsworth
Mrs.
was
Farnsworth was the murderer of all three people who died. She didn't mean to kill Aunt Jagger. She didn't even know Aunt Jagger existed. She was going for Sabrina and Kate.
Okay then.
Yeah,
And she was also on her way to kill a fourth person as well. Matthias,
Oh, yeah.
I believe was his name.
The guy who was in charge of the Paris temple.
What was her reasoning for killing them?
They were about to expose that the entire documents that legitimized the Order of the Golden Dawn was actually a big old sham. It was basically what we nowadays would probably call an ARG that got a little bit too out of hand and was taken too seriously.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
that's
it's like
how she made her money. Her living was through donations. And so, considering that she was blacklisted from acting and she had no money left from her husband's fortune on top of that, she was basically she was like a tragedy away from being destitute. And so this was
I
her only
see.
means of staying basically fed. And so she was willing to kill to keep that.
Pretty much.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes obviously it's spoken in a different dialect, and it's a little hard for me to translate that.
Yep.
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, so
okay.
forgive me for everybody listening for asking the questions that you probably already knew beforehand.
Oh no, we would like people to be able to fully understand what they're reading, and if they have questions, by all means. There is no stupid questions.
Yeah, no need to be embarrassed about like trying to clarify sections that you didn't quite follow. It's like there's times when it's like I missed something. It's like, so what happened? But yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I'm definitely one of the people who's like, I'm not going to deduce anything. I'm not going to suspect anything. I'm just going to read, and then at the end, I will figure out who was the murderer. So it's people read books differently. So don't be ashamed.
Yeah.
I feel better about that.
Yeah. It's like people retain different aspects of information all the time. No shame.
All right, good to know.
Something I just realized. I'm looking at the cover of the book, and on the bottom right, there's like a basket of mushrooms.
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
Indeed.
Like, okay then.
The I'm seeing has a black flamingo.
That is a swan.
The swan.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's like
I'm curious.
Yeah, so mine has a swan with a mansion in the background and a basket of mushrooms in the bottom right corner.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, interesting. So part of me is kind of looking at like why a black swan? Surely that means something. And there was something called black swan theory, a metaphor that describes an event that comes as a surprise, has a major effect, that is often inappropriately rationalized as the fact within the benefit of hindsight.
Interesting.
Symbolism.
What she said.
Very interesting.
No, but I thought it was a black flamingo because this band I listened to, Sleep Token, they apparently have this mascot that's a black flamingo. And
Do those even
so
come
I thought,
in
like,
block?
what's that?
Do those even come in block?
I don't know. I just know that, that's what's on the album cover.
Ah.
I mean, people make weird combinations that isn't typically the norm in real life, but
Well, it's a British band, and I know this was a Victorian book, so I wonder if maybe if there was a connection.
Maybe. Maybe, possibly. Okay. But yeah, I think that is it. Thank you again, Grumpy, for another wonderful selection. Next week we will be discussing, let's say, the first. Oh, I'm trying to remember roughly how many pages. Like, it's not all that long of a book. Let's do the first 3 chapters of Holes next week. Or if people have trouble getting the book in a timely manner, just let us know and we'll figure something else out. Who knows? We might just watch Holes next week, depending on when people can get the book.
Alrighty.
Okay.
all right, sounds good.
Okay, so
Hey.
working assignment is 3 chapters. If multiple people have trouble getting the book, we'll just watch Holes next week.
Alrighty.
All right.
Okay. Awesome sauce. Okay, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye!
Good night.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, y'all.